Morning. I'm Susan Norton, and today I'm going to show you 3 poses that will improve your mobility, help you feel more stable and grounded while you're walking, and increase the flexibility in your neck and spine. And to do these movements today, you're going to need a foam roller. Now, a foam roller, the one that I use, is 6 inches in diameter. Mine is 30 inches long. They also come in a 36-inch length, which is a great length. I'm a little bit short-waisted, so you want to be able to get on from your tailbone to the back of your head. It has to fit on the bolster. The other thing that you're going to need today is lots of water. Whenever you're doing these movements, especially ones that are working the deeper muscles, you want to hydrate before, during, and after the session. Today's session will be about 20 minutes, so I'm going to drink some water to start out, and if you haven't got your water, stop the tape and get the water now. All right. So before we begin the poses with the foam roller, I'm going to ask you to lie down on your rug or your mat and just come down onto the surface and make your body as comfortable as possible. Lower your shoulders, lengthen the back of your neck. If your hips are tight, you can keep your knees raised. And just do a quick assessment of how your body is settling into the surface. For example, the back of your head. Does it feel like it's heavy and melting into the surface? Your shoulders, how are they connecting with the ground? Your spine, where does it lie on the ground and where is it slightly elevated off the ground? Your tailbone, your butt cheeks, and if your legs are straight out, the backs of your thighs, your calves, and your heels. And just take a few breaths here. And then I want you to consider your body right and left side. So divide your body in half from your nose down through the center between your legs. And just notice if the right half and the left half of your body feel like they're landing on the surface differently. For example, right now I notice that my right shoulder seems to be not quite so heavy on the mat as my left shoulder. In fact, my whole right side seems a little bit higher. So just notice in your own body what's going on. This is what we call a pre-assessment, and I generally do this in all my classes before we start any practice, just to check in with your body to see how it's feeling. Okay, so now we're going to begin using the foam roller. So this is the first trick is getting on the roller. And if you're new to using the roller, this can be a little bit of a challenge. I place it right behind my sacrum, bring my hands down beside my body, bend my knees, and lift my buttocks up onto the roller. So play around with that and get on. And you want the top of your head to be at the top of the roller and the tip of your tailbone to be on the base of the roller. And so I'll meet you on your roller, and then settle in with your knees bent and your feet about hip-width distance apart. I also have 2 pillows here because if you feel unstable on the roller, you can always stick something under your forearms to help you feel more stable if you're new to working on the roller. This way you feel like you have more control. Okay, so that's a prop that you may want to use. So bring your arms down beside the roller. And now we're just going to gently rock from side to side. So we're going to rock one side and then the other So you almost have the sensation of falling off the roller, but you stop yourself just before you fall. And again, listen to your body. Just roll as far as you feel safe. Breathing through the movement, breathing in the center, exhaling as you roll to the side. Now you may notice that one side feels safer to roll to than the other. That's okay. What we're working here is a very deep muscle. It's called the psoas muscle, and there's one on either side of your spine. It connects down at the pelvis and comes all the way up and reconnects on the back of your spine. It's the only muscle in the body that unites the top and bottom half of your body. So it's a very important muscle, and it frequently becomes quite dormant as we get older. It's very useful for little kids. It's the one that they first activate when they learn to walk and stand upright. But as we get older, we rely on it less and less. So we want to reactivate it to help us regain our internal sense of balance. And that's what we're going for in this pose. We're reminding our body about how it feels to be balanced. This is a skill that we lose as we age, so we want to keep that I call it the thermostat. The body, it's the movement thermostat, and it has to keep working. So you do this movement for at least 30 seconds, and sometimes I do it longer in the morning. It feels so good on your spine. And when you've completed your rocking from side to side, of course you have to get off the bolster, so I'll show you how to do that. Come back to the center and lower down one of your legs and turn that knee outward, bend down onto that leg, and then drop your upper body down off the bolster. And set your bolster aside for a moment and lie down on your mat and just check in with your body again and see how it's feeling now that we've done the movement. Many of my students report that they feel so much more like they can sink down into their mat, and I have to say that at this moment I have that sensation also, and my right side is now sinking down as deeply as my left side. So just notice what's happening in your body. Take a few breaths. And I'm going to show you a second movement to do with the foam roller. So we're going to take the roller now, and we're going to place it behind our head. We're going to place it in the little hollow of your neck. So take it, place it behind your neck. I'm going to move my hair out of the way here. And just get yourself comfortable. I'm going to keep my knees bent for this position. It makes it a little easier. And I can reach my arms back to hold on to my roller to keep it firmly in place. You may not need to do that, but for some reason mine tries to slip away from me. So you want to keep the roller there underneath your neck, and then just gently begin to take your head from side to side. And you'll feel a good massage on the back of your neck as the neck makes contact with the roller. Again, breathing in the center, exhaling to the side. This movement is very valuable for people who are starting to experience a little bit of humping in their back, or you feel like your head is always leaning forward, maybe working on the computer or driving, and it seems like we always have our head and neck leaning slightly forward. And doing this movement is a counter move to that, because it stretches out those muscles and softens them in the back of your neck and gives you increased flexibility in your neck. And I do notice with some of my students, they have a hard time lining up their ears over their shoulders, which is proper alignment. And you can check that yourself in the mirror or go up and stand against the wall and notice if you have your head directly balanced over your shoulders or if it's slightly going forward. And you'll notice if you do this movement with a roller that you'll help realign yourself. So come back to center. I'm going to do one more movement in this position. So you're going to take your head over to one side and find that bony protrusion in the back of your skull. It's behind your ear. It's a little bit of bony protrusion in the back of your skull right here. So you want to bring the roller over to that location, and then you're going to start making small circles. I use my nose as kind of a pointer. I pretend that I'm making circles with my nose on it, that it's chalk, and I'm making chalk circles on a chalkboard. So that way I can control the circles. Because what I have noticed with some of my students is that their circles look more like half circles. So then when you've gone in one direction about 5 or 6 times, then move in the other direction, clockwise or counterclockwise. And again, keep breathing. Keeping your head over that bony protrusion at the base of the skull. And try to make your circles nice and round. And then bring your head back to the center. And take it to the other side. Find that spot on your neck over here. And again, start making circles first in one direction. About 5 circles. Again, imagining the circle as your nose making circles on a chalkboard. And then go in the other direction after you've done about 5. Breathing. I can tell my neck doesn't want to quite go in a circle over here, so you may notice that, and that you'll notice where the tightness is. And after you've finished your circles, come back to the center, and then just allow your foam roller to go away from your body and come back down onto the mat, and notice how your neck feels. Some of my students that have a little bit of a hump in their back and have had trouble getting their head down on the mat, notice that after they do this movement, their head comes down easily onto the mat. And in yoga, we want to keep the chin in line with the forehead. It's called a lock in yoga. So when you're lying down, you should have that good alignment with the chin and the forehead. So if you notice that you're up like this when you're lying down on your mat, if your chin is up and you feel difficult times getting your head down onto the mat, you definitely want to work with a foam roller, and you definitely want to place a pillow or a block underneath your neck so that your chin can line up with your forehead. Just a little yoga tip here. Okay. So if this is the first time that you've worked with the foam roller, I suggest that you stop the tape now and just do these 2 movements the first few times you do the tape, and I recommend you do it about 3 times a week, and don't forget to hydrate. If you've been working with the foam roller now for a while, I want you to add on this 3rd movement, which is a great spinal energizer and helps with your alignment. So again, we're going to have to sit up on the roller again. Put it behind your back. Lift yourself up onto it. Make sure your tailbone is down at the base and the top of your head is at the top. You see, this is a 30-inch roller, so you can see I'm just barely on the roller, so you may want to get a 36-inch roller if you want a little more length. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to do some bridge pose movements. So make sure your thighs are parallel to your feet, your forearms are down on the mat, and we're going to start by just tucking the tailbone, doing a little pelvic tilting on the mat. So we're going to take a deep breath in, exhale, tilt the tailbone up. Inhale, tilt the tailbone up. So keep doing this movement, lifting and lowering the tailbone with the breath. Exhale, tilt it up, press the belly button in, inhale, lower. Exhale, up. You see I'm not coming up off the foam roller. Inhale, lower, and press into your feet to really activate the legs. Okay, let's do that one more time. Inhale, and then exhale, tilt back to neutral. Now inhale, and we'll exhale, and we're going to lift our spines off the mat up to the waist. So inhale, exhale, lift and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. One more. Inhale, exhale, lift and lower. We're going to take the movement up to the mid-back, right about here. So we're going to inhale, and we're going to do this one bone at a time. We're not going to just lift right up. We're going to sidle up, sort of like a snake. So we're going to inhale, lift the tailbone right up to the waist, and then lift up to the mid-back. And then slowly lower down to the waist, cinching it in, low back and down. We'll do that 2 more times. So really press into your feet and activate your thighs as you go up. So inhale, curl, lift, and then lower. Same way, bone by bone. One more time. Curl, cinch the waist, lift up to the mid-back, lower to the waist, and drop down. Okay. We're going to come up to the shoulder blades now. So press into your feet, press into your forearms, shoulders far away from the ears. Inhale, tuck, lift, cinch, and come up. I shouldn't turn my head when I'm doing a bridge pose. Don't you do that. And lower down. Bone by bone by bone by bone by bone. We'll do that one more time. Tuck the tailbone, cinch the waist, lift up to the mid-back, lift up to the shoulder blades, and then slowly lower down. Okay, we're going to come up into a full bridge now. Check your legs, make sure they're parallel to each other. Lower your shoulders and press into your feet. Here we go. Inhale, exhale, start to lift. And breathe. 3 breaths. And then slowly lower down, local elevator, 1 vertebra at a time. Make the feet and the legs work. As you do this movement, the slower you can go and the more you can make each bone move separately, the more you're nourishing your spine, giving it blood flow, vital nutrients, oxygen, keeping it supple, and helping with your flexibility, alignment, and balance. So just take a pause here and rest for a moment. Feel how your spine is saying happy things. Mine is to me. Okay, we're going to do one more thing on the roller, if you choose to. We're going to lift one leg up, keeping your balance, straighten it up, flex, point, flex, point, flex, point, bend that leg lower down, lift up the other leg, flex, point, flex, point, flex, point. Bend it down. Now we're going to lift up both legs. Up, flex, point, flex, point, flex, point, and lower them down. And now we're going to come off the roller, straightening out one leg, leaning over to that side, releasing the body from the roller, and bring your spine down onto the mat and just, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm even sinking down through the floor. My spine is so relaxed and happy. And you can stay here in this Shavasana position, absorbing the benefits of the poses you did today. I'm going to get up and tell you a little bit more. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I certainly enjoy working with the foam roller, and I wanted to share it with you. I had it in my closet for 2 years, and then I learned what you could do with it, and it's just become my favorite yoga toy. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up on the YouTube channel, and you can check out other videos that I do for people who are starting out in a yoga and stretch practice on my website, www.inwardmobility.net. And I would love to hear your comments and any questions you have about topics in stretching, health, yoga that you would like me to cover in these videos. I'd be happy to hear your comments and learn what else I can offer on this channel. So have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you again soon.